What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for a late night update for you guys. Just finished the Germany-Scotland watch-along, and we saw all this news breaking, so we thought it'd be rude not to give you an update on it. Regarding Eberechi Eze, Peter O'Rourke broke something, and he said Manchester United and Tottenham are ready to pay 60 million plus to land Crystal Palace winger Eberechi Eze this summer. And then Paul O'Keefe tweeted, and he said he understands Crystal Palace's stance on Eberechi Eze is that if any club will need to be prepared to pay a considerable amount of a fee up front, and the fee in total could exceed £60 million. On release clauses, it's worth noting triggering the amount only gains you permission to speak to the player. The specific details can vary, such as X amount initial payment, whereas others might have specific value. They can often be poorly drafted and open to interpretation. Then he said Tottenham are now considering their move for Eze, as he is one of our most desired targets this summer. I mean,
I guess the positive thing is it definitely seems as though Eze is a serious target for us this summer, and that's from the reports. It seems like, as Paul O'Keefe was saying, he's one of the most desired targets, and that's really, really encouraging to hear that we're going for that kind of calibre of player, considering we've been saying on this channel, you know, getting people like Werner isn't going to move the needle for us as much as it can add depth and as much as understand the reasons why we've brought him in. We know that signing Timo Werner isn't going to get us close to the top three. Now, we know Eze is. He's the kind of player that Tottenham really should be looking at to close that gap to the bigger clubs, and the kind of signing that makes a statement. Now, it's traditionally Tottenham don't pay all that money up front. They don't like to spend 60 million all in one go. They like to have staggered payments, instalments, all these kind of things. This isn't a surprise. To be fair, not just Tottenham, I think most Premier League clubs in this day and age probably operate in that way. That's how financials usually work. But if Tottenham are going to land Eze, if Tottenham are serious about beating the competition to get him through the door, if they're serious about beating the likes of Man United to him and getting a deal agreed by Crystal Palace, that's what we're going to have to do here. We're going to have to put our money where our mouth is. We're going to have to stop all this talking and fake kind of ambition. We're going to have to kind of stop saying, well, this instalment, that's instalment, if he scored 30 goals and you add 10 million if he plays this amount of games. No, we want him. There's the clause is there. They want the money up front. You put your money where your mouth is and you get him through the door, because players like Eze don't come around every day. Players like Eze are not always available. It's only rare occasions. It's all about timing sometimes.
Yeah.
And there are times like these where you just got to pull the trigger, and more often than not in these situations we've let it pass us by. But someone like him, we have to pull the trigger.
I mean, we've let him pass us by before. We were interested in him when he was at QPR, and he ended up going to Palace. But I am on my hands and knees for this to happen. I've said it multiple times. He's been my number one target, my number one option, the guy who I wanted in the most in this transfer window. So I really hope that these talks, these rumours, these updates do come to fruition. It's positive that Paul O'Keefe's talking about it. Peter O'Rourke as well has got a few things right of late. He's the one that broke the Chris Davis news about him moving to Birmingham. So it is pointing in the right direction and positive signs that these people are talking about this deal. I think he fits into Spurs really well. Like I said a number of times, really good competition for Maddison in that number 10. Really good competition for Sonny on that left-hand side as well. And that does, if we do buy Eze, then that really does make Werner a third choice option on the left wing.
If Man United and Spurs both agree a deal, do you reckon Spurs have a tough job convincing him that Tottenham's the right place for him?
Well, I've heard with Eberechi Eze that he values staying in London a lot because of his family, very close ties with family, been in London his whole life, pretty much, QPR, then Crystal Palace. And I've read various different sources saying that he wants to stay in London.
Yeah, and also if you just look at the project, obviously United now confirming Ten Hag is staying. You saw the way they were playing last season compared to, I know Tottenham ended the season badly, but the way Spurs at times were playing under Ange, and they're building something maybe, hopefully, which is going to be to a higher standard than Man United, although Man United did end up winning the FA Cup. And also when you look at the team, how they line up, United do have Rashford still there on the left wing. They've got Bruno Fernandes who plays the number 10. So would he find it not more difficult to get in the United team and Spurs team, because I think he's better than Rashford. I think he gets in both teams. And I'm just such a big fan of Eze. I'd be so happy if we got him through the door. I think it's a real game changer, this kind of transfer. This kind of deal is a real signal of intent, and it would be a real signal that we actually are ambitious and changing the way we're approaching things and willing to put the money down if we really believe in a player. And that's going to be a real good sign. But let's hope we get it done.
All right. Let's make that ambition happen, Tottenham. Show that ambition. Get Eberechi Eze through the door. But thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.